Yay! It's Sunday night, live
Yeah.
at the shop. How is everybody tonight?
They're not
I
answering
hope
you.
nobody's answering.
No.
See, I told you, we're done. We're
Why
done.
did you tell me
We've
that?
burned everybody out. Nobody wants to talk to us. Nobody wants to ask any questions.
David
Somebody-
James says, hey, good Sunday to you.
Oh, okay. Hey, David. See, I have one friend.
David
hey,
James
Dave, can we
is
be
your
buddies?
only friend.
Give me your number. Let me tell you a text.
That's it, just David James.
Well, Dave, so what's going on, man? How's your day going so far?
Let's see. Frank Emro says hello.
What's going on, Frank?
Does nothing special, says hey, Uncle Tony.
What's happening? Just you're somebody special. Your mama loves you.
Unfinished project, says Plan Z.
What's happening, man?
Ford LTD 1976, greetings from Texas.
Greetings. There's a,
Lucas Crockett says, hey guys, there's what?
there was a, I was scrolling through Marketplace before, and there's a 70 Galaxy. That it's red, two-door. It's like sitting in somebody's backyard. It looks like kind of a roached sort of thing, and it's like one of those like best offer kind of cars. And there was an underhood shot, and it's got like a blinged out like 460 in it. So I'm like,
It's in Texas?
no, it's here in Murfreesboro.
Oh, so
So what?
I don't get the association.
Well, Galaxy, full-size Fords.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
oh,
It made me think of that. And I
Terrence
saw it
Seymour
today.
says,
Terrence Seymour, what's happening?
evening guys, it's me birthday.
Happy birthday,
Happy
Terrence.
birthday, Terrence. Let's see. Good day, UTG from Australia.
Good day.
Brian Jeffs. D Truth says, let's go, Uncle Tony.
Let's go, go, go.
So, how is everybody's week? Does it seem like a week to you?
No,
No.
every,
It's like 3 days.
Yeah. Let's see. What was eventful this week? What did we do this week that was like different, eventful? Geez, nothing.
That was different. Well, we did something different.
I bought a ton of torque flight
Do
transmission
you want to show
parts.
everybody your part?
Yeah, let's do show and tell.
Okay.
Let's do show and tell. This is great. See, Mark is awesome. Not that I'm a fan of Facebook, because I'm not. I stay off of it. I stay away from it. But Marketplace, it just absolutely rips. So there was an ad, transmission parts laid out, and it just said 727 904 parts, $185, right? I was like, ooh. So I go and I buy this load of parts. Look at this. I got rebuild kits, gasket sets, gasket kits. I got,
Please.
look at this,
Nice.
clutches, steels, many clutches, many steels, many seals. There's a bunch of those. I don't know, just a bag of filters. And then, look at this. I can destroy torque flights from now until the end of days. Like this whole box is filled with clutches and steels for 727s and 904s. Look at all of these. Just one kit after, whoops. One kit after another. So one of these master kits over here goes for what I paid for the entire load. And I got like a miscellaneous box of everything under the sun.
What's that really old box you showed me?
Lip seals, an old shift kit still in a box. Mr. Shift.
Cool.
Yeah.
Made in the USA?
Belleville springs. There's all of the selective shims and whatnot. There's a bunch of them. Seals. So yeah, I'm like, yeah, let's blow up some torque flights because I'm good to go.
Okay.
$185 for the whole load.
Is that a good price? Yeah?
Absolutely. Look, we got a flat tire.
Oh, no.
Oh no!
You're not taking care of the projects.
No, everything is in
I guess I have to do it. Great deal. Does nothing special, says.
Yeah.
What's up, Zero? Zero says awesome.
What's going on, Zero? Yeah, so if any of you guys need like clutches and steels, hit me up. I got like 3 lifetimes worth.
Old timer F7 says, "Did you buy a Mustang?"
I did not buy a Mustang. I did
No?
not buy a Mustang. Occasionally, I toy with the idea of picking up a Mustang. Occasionally, I toy with the idea. And then I realize I can't finish what I've got now. You know what I mean? It's like, I just can't do it. If I had other people, if I had other hands on a regular basis here, yeah, I would definitely pick up a Mustang. But the fact that I've got to do all of this stuff myself,
I'll help you.
you have no time.
I have time. I'll make time.
This,
I'll make more time.
you can't make more time. There's only so many hours in a day, and you're active
I'll
from the
get a
minute you wake up
machine.
until you need a machine.
I'll do it.
So yeah, I toy with the idea of picking up a Fox body occasionally. I would like to have one, but I'm just telling you, I have so much to work through to just get through the cars that I've got now. I just don't see it happening.
Marcus Bolt says, "Never finish, always start on another project."
Mm.
When are we gonna do video? We talked about that last night.
Oh please. Well, you get just ass hats like that. They're just stirring. They're
We've
just trying to
finished
stir
a lot
the
of things actually.
Well, here, turn around and look. There's 3 cars right behind us that started out as absolutely nothing,
Yeah.
and are all running, functional, driving cars.
Yeah. Don't forget the ones you painted.
Yeah.
And
it's
rebuilt
also the
motors
house.
for-
We did the Miata. The Miata was nothing.
Right.
It was a complete car, and now it's nothing again. So it actually ran through the full circle of
The
life.
Swinger got a motor and
Motor,
painted.
trans, paint, body
And then
work.
the GT,
What did we do to the GT?
you did motor work with the GT
I did
engine
the
work.
GT before we
Okay,
started this
but
channel.
then you also did the oh shoot, oh, you painted the Duster.
Yeah.
Did a lot.
Well, I'm telling you, it's just a troll.
Trolls.
Trolls.
Why would somebody troll us? We're such nice people.
We have great trolls. We have the best trolls. Our trolls are
We
just
don't
triggered.
bother anybody, for the most part. Evening from PA. What's up, One-Eyed Cat?
What's happening here?
Tony's too big. Tony, ever work on Classic Mini?
Way back, like when I was a kid, like a very young kid. We had in my neighborhood on Staten Island, we had a Lures, an MG Lures. We had a place called Lures MG, which was just a British car dealership, small little British car dealership, right in my neighborhood, probably like 6 blocks from my house. So we had a lot of Brit cars, little cars. I caught a handful of minis running around Great Kills, Staten Island, back in the 70s, and like maybe I did like oil changes and brake jobs and stuff like that, but nothing of any consequence.
Okay, Joe K has a good question. Is there any car really that's actually getting cheaper as time goes on these days? Seems like everything is expensive or getting there.
I don't think you're going to see anything from the classic era getting cheaper. I don't think you're going to see anything from the 1980s back getting cheaper. It ain't going to happen. Though these cars are commodities. They're commodities. And I think what you're going to see, the next move, like you see like Steve Magnanti's channel, he does the junkyard crawl thing, and he's been working on a place in Massachusetts, Bernardson, I can't think of the name of it. But you see all of those cars that are there that are like mostly kind of complete and salvageable. The next phase is that those cars are going to start getting scuffed up. Anything that's even remotely
You think so?
savable, yes, those cars are going to start getting scuffed up.
Vincent Caruso says, Bull's Head says hello.
Bull's Head? Mm-hmm. Oh, Bull's Head.
Yeah,
What do you mean?
Bull's Head
Bull's Head.
says hello.
Hello, Bull's Head.
Bull's Head.
Bull's Head.
Yeah.
Bull's Head. Oh, Bull's Head, Staten Island.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, hey, listen, it's been 20. I'm a Tennessean, y'all. Okay.
Right. I was like, what? You don't know what I'm saying?
No, I didn't know what you were saying. Bull's Head. I'm like Bull's Head.
Like
Yeah,
you
Bull's Head,
started
Bull's
to
Head.
make me think, am I correct? Like, did I misthink this?
I blanked that whole thing out, man. Holy, yeah, no.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, Bull's
Tony.
Head, Staten Island.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay, let's see. So, what else did we do this week? We visited the old shop.
We visited
that
the old
video.
shop.
That
I
was
felt
this week,
very
right?
nostalgic about that.
Did you really?
I absolutely did. I missed that place.
Last night you watched a bunch of old videos.
Last night I watched. I binged watched our own old videos. I don't watch our videos.
No?
Like, we put a video up, and I'll watch it. I watch it after we edit it, and then I'll watch it like when it's on YouTube, like when it first gets launched, and then I check the comments, and if everything is like copacetic, I just kind of like forget it and move on to the next one. But last night I went back to the very beginning.
Somebody said roll up your windows.
Well, yeah, I watched that one.
You
I watched that one
It
last
was
night.
actually pretty funny.
I watched a bunch of new ones because we're gonna clean up, right? We have like there's just way too many way older videos that don't apply to anything of the current. So we want to clean up the channel a little bit, get rid of about 500 or so videos that are just old and dead. So I was watching to see if there's anything interesting we want to save or anything like that. So, but yeah, that was a nostalgic trip
It's a
down.
little cringy.
Total cringe. Oh my God.
I was like, stop watching that. Yeah, that's really bad.
The first couple of videos we did, they were all like 2 minutes long, 1 minute long and 2 minute long, because that was all we could do. You know, I was able to like say a sentence, and it looks like I'm cranked. It looks like right or wrong, right?
Yeah.
I'm not. If you go and watch those old videos, it looks like I'm cranked. Like, oh, he's a meth head, and like I'm watching him divorced from my own presence. You know, so I'm just watching him as if I'm watching like somebody else, and it's like, man, that guy's he's whacked.
Oh, Raining Slant 6 with a chance of cannibals is saying sorry about the soda. You really get attached to those little fellas.
Yes,
We
thank you. I
appreciate that.
appreciate
Thank
that.
you. Stevie B says, in New York and loving it. Long Island, baby. Long Island.
Long Island.
Long Island.
Deer Park, 231.
Huntington. That's where my cousins lived.
Deer Park is where we used to race.
Right. But my cousins lives in Huntington.
Yes. I didn't know your cousins.
Yeah, you did. They played, that was the band at our wedding. He played the drums.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. And you
said-
had that one cousin who looked like Joey Ramone.
Yeah, that's another cousin. I don't know what happened to her.
Yeah, it was a chick. And she looked just like Joey Ramone.
Yeah. She probably doesn't look like that now.
But she did that.
She did then, yeah. It's okay.
Well, she's an elderly lady now.
Probably. Well, she's younger than me, so hey. By like a year or two. Let's see. What's an H body car?
H-body. Well, everybody knows what A, B, C-body cars are. Everybody knows what an E-body car is. A D-body is an Imperial.
Do you want me to answer it? Somebody else answered it.
Yeah, what is it?
Monza is H body. Monza?
Oh, I thought you were talking about Mopars.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh.
Vega is H body.
Okay, yeah, I don't know. I
Okay.
don't know the letter designation for the less popular GM cars.
GM.
GM. Ah,
Everybody loves GM.
yes.
That's why they hate us, Tony. What do you think? I think if we had Chevys, they would like us better.
Probably.
Probably, right. Hello from Brazil.
Brazil.
Cabelo Cabarado. I don't know if I said that right. Cabarado.
I don't think there's a wrong way to say it.
I don't know. There probably is. Let's see.
So I've been binge watching Royal Enfield films. Mm-hmm. I need that.
Yeah. I don't think anybody really cares about Royal Enfields.
Does anybody care about Royal Enfields? Does anybody look at a Royal Enfield and say, "Oh God, I need that"? Because I've been binge watching. I got to tell. All right, I'm going to save the Royal Enfield story, my Royal Enfield story for a video.
Cabarado is carburetor.
Is it?
Yeah.
So his family name is
Cabarado.
Carburetor?
I don't know.
That works.
SRP says no, absolutely not. Doesn't like the motorcycles. No, absolutely not. Okay, UT, what are your next plans for the Duster?
None.
None.
none. That's one of those
It's just
cars.
parked?
Just leave it alone. You know, you take it out and use it every once in a while. But no, there's nothing to do with that car. It's perfection.
Okay, Tony's two base says, Tony, 1969.5 Roadrunner dream car, worth it?
Worth. I missed the part of the question where there was a price.
Is it worth it? I don't know, worth whatever, how much they're going for, I guess.
Well, if you're talking about a 69 and a half, I think the only thing you'd be talking about there would be a six-pack car. I mean, is it worth it? Yeah, I mean, the thing about those cars, I mean, there's nothing exceedingly special about those cars, you know. Other than, okay, obviously you get the lift-off hood, and you got essentially it's a Hemi everything, you know. There's nothing like exceedingly exotic or exceptional about those cars, other than they're so over the top. You know what I mean? And it's like that's like the street racer special. So you know, with the lift-off hood and all.
Who's
So
street racing that?
no, from the day.
Oh, from the
In other words,
day,
like
yeah,
it's
not
historic.
now.
No, nobody's street racing those cars now. But from a historical standpoint, it was a car that Chrysler built specifically for the budget street racer. So, yeah, in that respect, you know, like I said, it's not radically different than a standard '69 Roadrunner, but the intent of the car is so quintessential Mopar 1960s that yeah, they're worth.
Okay, Curmudgeon says, no, Kathy. We like you fine. The reason I got Mopars in the past is they were cheap. Now they are the most expensive, so I'm hunting cheap enough.
It's the truth. It's the truth.
Is there, what's cheaper, Tony?
The Mopars?
Yeah.
Literally everything.
Everything, right?
Everything. Everything.
To be honest, I find it to be like a bit of a turnoff. The
So do
fact
I.
that everything's
So
so
do I.
expensive.
Absolutely.
I mean, they're beautiful, they're amazing, but at the same time, like, the more expensive they get, the more I don't like them. It sounds terrible.
I'm exactly the same way. I'm exactly the same way.
Like, it's weird.
I don't. Oh God. See,
It's hard. It's like you love them, but at the same time, like, the more expensive they are, the more repelled you are by them.
Okay. These are my sentiments exactly.
Are they?
Yes.
Do you think the same?
The more something is worth, the less fun you can have with it.
Yeah.
You know, so like, you know, you build something that's rare and worth a fortune. You always have to treat it with kid gloves. You can't just
Play.
Right. You can't just play. You can't just say, you know what, I don't like this engine anymore. I'm going to rip this out and stick another one in. You know, if you're dealing with a rare engine, it's like, oh, I better be very careful. I don't toss a rod and kill this irreplaceable block or whatever it happens to be. And I don't want to live like that. Like everybody has different puts different
Right.
values on their, you know, the qualities of their cars.
Yeah, we're not saying it's bad to like it.
Yeah, if that's your thing, you know what I mean? Like if you like rare, exotic, expensive stuff, that's awesome. But to me, that takes the fun out of it. I approach these cars and I live as if it's the 1970s and I'm 19. And it's like,
This is why everybody's mad.
What's
The
that?
things that you do.
okay, but
Neutral drops. That's a prime example.
but I'll neutral drop them till the end
Right.
of time. Look, I just bought a literal like a warehouse full of torque flight parts so that I can carefree, just slam the damn things and break them and blow them up and burn them out and not care. See, that's
DD Speed Shop is saying, hi DD Speed
hey,
Shop.
DD Speed Shop.
When did Mopars go from cheap to expensive? They've always been expensive since I've been into cars.
Well,
He's a youngin'.
You're a child.
He's a little baby.
You're a child. Jeez, I have crust in my ear that's older than you. Do you want to tell them when they went from cheap to expensive?
When?
Or should I?
Go ahead, you can go. You can do it.
It was a magazine called
He's
High
laughing.
Performance Mopar came out around 1985, and all of a sudden they became ridiculous. They've been expensive since the middle 80s. If you go before that, you go to the 70s. Nobody wanted these things. They were everywhere. There were a dime a dozen. And just by the way, I decided on your yeah, come over here.
Okay.
Yeah. I decided to go stick shift with the 55 Chevy wagon project. So yeah, we got rid of the automatic, and now it's going to be a stick.
Zero is saying way back in the 20th century.
Way back in the 20th century.
Dee Dee Speech Up says, I was just sweeping up the floor if you need some spare parts.
I have plenty. I have plenty. We got see. Okay, Mopars, right? So I'm working on a car. Working on a car, and I want to be able to go like that and like think about it.
Why do you want to be able to do that?
Because I want to be careful with it.
But you had the Mustang and you were very careful with the Mustang.
And I learned a lesson from that because I couldn't
loved
really
that
enjoy
car.
the car. I was always stressing because it was brand new.
You
I was
enjoyed
always
it.
stressing about.
But you enjoyed it.
Well, it's like my sport, right?
Yeah.
So the purpose. So I got 3 bikes at the house. Okay, I got 3 bikes at the house. So I like to I don't care about weather, right? If it's raining, it's fine. Although I did crash the last time. I've got 3 bikes at the house, and they're all exceedingly clean. My Sportster is immaculate. We have that Super Cub. The Super Cub is immaculate. It has a
Like brand
scratch
new.
on it. Right? Yeah, it was brand new. It's brand new, right? And my GS 550, which the bike had never seen rain or anything like that. Okay, and it's like it's nice out, but there's like it's wet. I won't take them out. I can't enjoy the bikes for what they are because they're too clean. They're too nice. You know, and I love them like that. They're like, they're like jewels, okay? But I can't enjoy them. And it's the same thing with the cars. If it's too clean, if it's too nice, I can't enjoy
So
it.
what could we get that nobody really cares that much about, that's all over the place and they're not that expensive, that we could have fun with?
Well, these rat kind of Mopars that we deal with are like that because you can still go buy a Valiant for $750 and you can still pick up a motorhome 440 or a 360 or whatever for $300 or $400.
Cold War Motors says C-bodies.
C-body, but see, the thing is, they're catching on now. They're catching on now. They've been huge, like in Sweden, places like that.
Mr. B says Marauders.
Well, yeah, you know what? It won't happen because they
Camry.
don't have that Mopar. They don't have that Mopar thing. Okay, they're Mopars by name only. Kind of like Aspens and Volaris. It's like they're not really Mopars.
You're
They
gonna
don't
upset
have.
some people.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm just telling it like it is. I like those cars. I'm not saying I dislike them. But
Did you say hi to Cold War Motors?
hello, Cold War Motors.
What's up, Barry?
But yeah, what's happening, Harry? But yeah, the more stuff is worth, or the rarer it is, the less desire I have with it. I get comments all the time. All right, put a fender cover on it, right? So I get people who want to work on their cars. Like I had Josh wanted to do his satellite, and people want to come, and I read them. You know what I mean? And if they seem like they're the type of person that just thinks of the car as a car and not this iconic, like, oh my God, this has to be preserved exactly, and then I open my door to them and come in. Like people will come to me and it's like, I have this perfect, fill in a blank, and I want to do this to it, and I'm like, no, I don't want to work on a perfect car. The reason we did the Hemi GTX was specifically because Andy was like, I don't want this thing restored. I want this thing with the patina that it's had for the last, 50, 60 years of its life.
Yeah.
And I don't want to restore it. I just want it to run right, and I want to be able to drive it. And I want, in his words, like same as mine, I want to be able to just drive it through rain and not think about it, right? Because now Andy has a show car. He's got that 66 W30 car, which is like a ridiculous, immaculate thing. It's the kind of car where he takes it out of the trailer and he has to put down things so that dirt doesn't get into the treads of the tires. Right? It's like that. It's a world class restoration, and he loves that. But there's so much stress involved in it that he wanted a Hemi car, but he didn't want a Hemi car that he had to do that with. So he bought that GTX. And it's like, I don't want to do nothing to this car except make it mechanically perfect. So that's what we did. We went through, we made it mechanically perfect. He drives it every day.
Still expensive though.
It's crazy
still
expensive.
crazy
But
expensive.
the point is, you could take the wrenches and put them down on the fender like that, and it's
You
like,
can.
it's fine. It's just, there's already 1,000 marks on the fender. Everybody views cars differently.
Yeah, that's true. Let's see. Zero says, trust me here, old guys with BW bus Don't drive them anymore. Haha. Like they are, hang on, like they're all worth $100,000. Live and drive.
Some of them are worth like $100,000. You know, like one of those 23 window vans. God, what do they go for? Like they're like $150,000, $200,000.
McCool likes to do what he calls roadsterations.
Yeah. Okay. See,
Yeah.
see, that kid has the right
Yeah,
attitude.
he does.
That kid, he absolutely has the right attitude. You know, he's having fun with it. He buys cheaper Mopars and puts them together in cheap ways using common parts.
Yeah.
And he's having fun, and he makes a good channel out of it. Dylan, I have all the respect in the world for Dylan. He's a really nice kid.
Are you rolling a cigarette?
I'm rolling a cigarette. Dylan McCool would never roll a cigarette.
No, he's
too clean.
Clean cut.
Too nice.
Let's see. Tony, what's your favorite Italian food? What's your favorite?
You guys would be disappointed.
What is it?
What do I ask for all the time?
What do you ask for?
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you ask for all the time? That I cook?
Yeah.
Oh, marsala?
Pasta with garlic and oil.
Oh, pasta with garlic and oil. Yeah, yeah. I make that all the time.
Honestly, that's my favorite thing.
He likes pasta e fagioli without the fagioli.
Yeah, pasta fazool without the fazool. Right? I like that, but my favorite Italian food is a simple bowl of like linguine with garlic, oil, and Parmesan cheese. That's it. The simplest thing you could possibly eat. It's just pure and it's filling and it's delicious.
What engine is in that Charger?
A 440
It's a 440.
that Uncle Kathy built.
Yes, you helped me build it.
You
But yeah, I
assembled
did.
every
Yeah,
bit of that engine.
I did that.
And it's held
And I
up to some
stripped all the
abuse.
paint. You don't realize how big that car is until you strip the paint with a razor blade. It used to be red. Remember I did that in the driveway?
I've been avoiding that car.
I know.
I've been avoiding it. It's like, I got it done. I didn't get it done.
I've been avoiding it too because I got to do the interior.
You know what it is?
What?
It's the front end. I would have had it. I would have had everything done on it already, except I got to do the low control arm bushings on it,
Mm-hmm.
and I dread that so much that it's like once I start, I'm not gonna be able to stop.
Why don't you do it now? I'll film you.
No,
Everyone can watch.
no,
No?
no, no.
Okay. Why don't you start taking apart the interior for me? It's got a billion pieces.
Next.
No? Nice. They're all very heavy. Let's see. Caleb Parker says, I hate Mopar lower control arm bushings.
I'm telling you, bro. That's why I haven't touched that car. And the bushings were fine. The car sat, I don't know, I guess about 6 months, 7 months. We didn't touch it at all. And then when I drove
Yeah.
it over here, I could feel. You know when one of the control arm bushings is gone, and I could feel the control arm bushing, out. So it's like I got to blow the whole front end of the car apart, and I'm just dreading it.
Okay. Uncle Tony, come to the UK for a tour.
No, I can't, man. I can't.
Let's go.
You go.
Come on, we should go.
No,
I love to travel.
I know. I can't.
Tony doesn't like to leave the house.
Look at all this stuff.
But we're
I
gonna
gotta
do
get the
we're gonna do
charger.
stuff this year.
We're definitely
We're
going.
not telling you where we're going.
We're not telling you where we're going, but we are going to several events this year.
Several.
I've been,
Unbelievably. I've marked them on the calendar.
the thing that I've been doing for the last month
Mm-hmm.
here, right, is getting stuff ready for these three cars. These three cars specifically.
These three. Plan Z. What are we calling that now? Slag hammer?
Sledgehammer, yeah.
And bottle rocket.
And bottle rocket.
Okay.
The thing I've been doing is getting everything ready for these cars to go out and not have any issues. So like just little stuff. I'm putting together spares. Just like so I've got a spare this and a spare that and a spare the other thing. So if there's any issues with any of them, whoop, just pop the spare in. And that's kind of been my priority, my mental priority for the last month or so.
Chris Sanders sent you $5.
Thank you, Chris.
American.
Yeah.
How much power would stuck plugged up foot lifters rob from an old V8 if they were not pumping up or clogged with sludge or not getting oil?
Well, lots. So if a lifter collapses, you're only getting about 25% of the lift that you would get normally, because the plunger is taking up the space. So if you're supposed to have let's say let's just round numbers 400 lift, right? If the lifter is collapsed, you only get 100,000. So it'll absolutely destroy anything above idle power.
Abel D says, I'm throwing rocks at Uncle Tony attended events.
Nice.
Joel Smith says, where are you? I need my 55 Chevy tuned. 305.
Well, we're in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, but we don't do any outside work.
Yeah, unless it's like something that they want to work on. You can
If
do
you
video.
want to work on the car, if you want to bring it here and you want to work on it, then yeah, absolutely, we can do some stuff with that. But we don't. I don't touch.
Guided.
I don't touch customers'
What would you
cars.
call it? Like guided.
Yeah, just guided stuff.
Yeah. Oh, Fubar sent a link to our merch. Should you tell everyone what we're getting in?
Hats.
Yeah, we ordered them.
Yes, we've been out of hats for a long time, so we got hats coming in, and
They should be here probably within the week.
or thereabouts.
Yeah, thereabouts.
Yeah.
So everyone that's been screaming about hats.
Yes,
They're
we got
gonna
your
come
hats
in.
coming, and we're looking for a full-time merch person, somebody to handle that
Well,
end of it.
Crystal, maybe.
Well, see,
We're not sure.
we're not sure yet.
We're not sure.
yet, but we do need a full-time
Right now, I'm
person.
printing shirts again, so we're trying to figure out what's going on with that. Because Crystal's very busy. That's the issue. Let's see. Parker Russell, would you be able to teach the ways of AN fuel lines like PTFE style?
What do you mean teach the ways of AM fuel lines?
I don't know. Like PTFE
You mean how to
style?
assemble them?
I don't know.
I mean, I guess.
You guess?
I guess we could.
Watsonda says, I don't blame her after the fire show. Laugh out loud.
No, Chris, you gotta understand with Crystal, she has the 2 kids.
What's
she
up,
has
Ski?
she has the real estate business.
Yeah.
She teaches.
Yeah.
And she lives a half
A half hour away from us. Yeah.
Right. So
Through
just to make a
traffic.
simple trip to the shop is an hour out of her
Right.
day.
So we're trying to like,
So this is like
work this
it's-
out.
Yeah, we're trying to work things out. It's not easy.
yeah. Let's see. Tony, should DD Speed Shop take the Nomad or Wagons Power Tour? Help him decide.
I thought he sold the Nomad.
I don't know. I'm confused. I don't know. I have something on the table.
I thought he
Move
sold
back a little bit. So I'm not so close up in your face. Okay.
Yeah, I thought he sold the Nomad. Huh?
I don't know.
I think they need to take that Opal.
Oh, the Opal. Yeah, that would be cool
would
if
be-
they took the Opal. I think the Charger's going to be busy. Maybe. Somebody thought he was taking the Charger.
Well, the car, it's available to them if they want it. Now, if they choose to bring their own car, I'm just trying to save them.
right.
Because it's like a 2,000-mile drive to get down here to the middle of the country. So I was trying to save them the trouble if they wanted to just fly down and have a car that they could take on Power Tour. But it's entirely up to them.
Tony P says, Woodward Cruise so crowded it takes 1.5 hours to go 1 mile. Could you imagine?
I would go. I can't handle that.
So is that a no?
What, the Woodward Cruise?
Yeah.
I mean, we can go park someplace and watch them.
Yeah, is
But I'm
that
not
what you
gonna
want to
sit
do?
in-
You want
I'm
to
not
go
gonna sit in
watch
traffic
and
for-
throw rocks at people's cars? Yeah. Made Muscle said Woodward isn't that bad. Well, look, I have a schedule, I have a calendar with a whole bunch of events on it, and we're deciding what we're going to
Yeah.
and what we're not. So
Yeah, we're working on.
we're going to be
on
out and about.
towing accommodations and we're
Yeah, that's the
we're-
next thing we have to fix right
Yeah,
now.
we're doing a lot of stuff. We're doing a lot of stuff that we're not talking about on the channel to actually try to put things together so we can get to several events this year.
Yeah, we don't want to tell anyone.
But we're
Right,
not going to say
yeah.
where we're going.
Right. Let's see. Dennis says, I agree. You need to come up to Michigan and come to the Woodward Cruise. Everybody should experience it at least once.
We talked about that.
Is the camera suffering from a hangover? I don't know. What's wrong with the camera again?
I don't know. You use the Wi-Fi?
I don't know. Let me check. Oh, yeah, it's the Wi-Fi. I just put it on. I thought it was on. Bill McKissick sent you $5.
Thank you, Bill.
Opinions on an electric water pump for mostly street application.
I have actually. I've got one at the house. I got a whole setup for a big block Mopar. No, I wouldn't use it for a street driver. I wouldn't use it for a street driver. It just adds, it's just a level of complication. You know, you're talking about like a 6 or 7 horsepower difference. For something you drive, is it worth it to have the, like I said, the extra complication, the extra wiring, the extra thing that goes bad? Um, I don't think it's worth it for a street car.
Let's see. Mm, do people walked across the garage with the camera? Oh, okay. Well, is it still blurry? I just switched to the Wi-Fi. Sorry, guys. Let's see. James DeFeo.
Ah,
I need an oil change. Is that something you can handle?
yeah, no, it's way beyond me.
That's Tony's brother.
That's my brother.
Like his real life brother. Asking for an oil change. Okay. Video looks good? Okay, good. Now it's cutting out. Bad. Okay. Every time we're doing a live, they're banging around the garbage outside.
Well, it's Sunday night, and they come and empty the dumpsters on Sunday nights.
It's so blurry. Tony looks like he trimmed his beard.
I did.
Is it that blurry? Few pixels I see look great. Is it that bad?
It may not be us. It may be
I don't know.
because it happened the last time where people were saying, "Oh, the picture's clear," and other people were saying, "Oh, the picture's all blurry."
I don't know. Sorry, guys. We can still hear you. Uncle T looks pretty blurry.
Well, I vibrated at a different frequency than most people.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, so it's hard for optical things to actually capture me.
Maybe it'll straighten out in a minute. It's so pixelated that it looks like UTGs in Minecraft. Are you serious? Looking good in New Zealand, though.
See, this is what I mean. It's not us. It's something in the system.
Looks fine on my phone. Fine on my end. Looks okay here. Camera
It might be
fine
whatever, like-
in communist Canada.
It might be whatever satellite that you're receiving it off of.
Ski says, alrighty, I'll start to enjoy the blur and it'll go away. Laugh out loud. How are you, Ski?
What's going on, Ski? Did Ron talk to you about getting together again for the podcast?
He was supposed to.
He was supposed to.
Let's see. The picture isn't great, but the sound is great. Tunnel the jet on the camera, Tony.
What does he want?
Ski says I'm better than nothing. What? It's somehow he was. Let's see. UTG, can you do a show about stroking that Jeep 4.0?
The engine that's in the Jeep now, the one at Knox, is coming out, and we're going to hot rod that engine. And that engine is going to find its way into the Mule at some point. But no, this one here is just going together dead stock.
Chris Sanders sent $5.
Thank you, Chris. There are several videos on the stroker. In fact, there's a lot of videos on the Jeep stroker build. So it's like, don't worry about what I'm doing. If you're really curious about what goes into all of that and the results, there's tons of videos already out there on it.
So Chris Sanders wants to know, I've been driving it for like 3 years with the lifters like that. I want to try and clean the lifters out and reuse them. Bad idea? Worth a try?
If they're collapsed, it's generally not dirt that makes them collapse. It's excessive internal clearances, and if they've been clacking for a long time, they'll wear. You know what I mean? The cup that's inside the lifter, that'll wear, or either that'll wear, or the inside of the lifter body will wear, and it'll never be right. Just put a new set of lifters in it.
My friends say I look like Tony, but I am left-handed and roll my smokes opposite. Chris Cadman says. What happened to that British racing green dart?
It's in my backyard. It's a duster.
Hey T, when are you going to do a vlog at Kiwi's again?
Kiwi and I are talking about a potential giveaway. But I don't want to say anything more than that. And I'm not going to say that we're going to do it. But we've been talking back and forth. We were talking yesterday, actually. We're talking about a potential giveaway car. Nothing special, a project for somebody. But I don't want to say anything more than that. And there wouldn't be any strings attached or anything. It's just something that we want to do to try to give back.
Let's see. Charger update?
We were just talking about it.
Cobwebs.
Cobwebs.
He doesn't want to touch it. Why don't you want to touch it again?
Because one,
And are we off? They're screaming no. Uh-oh. Reboot. I guess we're off. It's not showing me that we're off.
can you guys see us?
I don't know. Can you guys see us? Because it's not showing me anything. No, it's just spinning. Oh, now it says we're back. Okay.
Okay.
It wasn't showing me anything that we were off. Weird. Okay. Sorry, guys.
So yeah, it's just I'm waiting, not waiting. I'm just trying to get a block time where I could just get on the car and stay on the car, and I have not been able to do that. I'm just bouncing around from 1,000 other little things.
Okay. We're back and we're fine. Thank you,
Yes.
everybody. Okay.
No harm has come to us.
No, it's okay. Everything is good. Okay, so what are you working on this week?
Well, we're gonna do that video, right?
That we can't talk about.
That we can't talk about.
We're talking about so many things that we can't tell you about.
Yeah.
But they're good things.
Yes. I hope they're good thing.
We hope they're good things, yeah.
Um,
They're different things.
what are we gonna do this week? So yesterday, we were gonna move the Belvedere over here. That wasn't gonna happen. So that'll be next weekend. I'm not sure exactly what we're doing this weekend.
Please answer Abel for goodness sake. Okay, Abel D. Tony, I have a Rover V8 engine I'm turning into a mule engine to play with.
Okay.
It's got 4 stripped head bolts, threads on block. Should I helicoil, stud it for the next size up, or trash the block?
Oh, that's a good question. So the aluminum block?
Oh, I don't know. He didn't say.
Well, I'm assuming it's a Rover, the 215. You got to ask somebody who's more familiar. Ask Dallas. No, actually, Dallas doesn't really know about the aluminum motors either. You got to talk to somebody who's familiar with those blocks. I don't know. I don't think.
He says, I need to know. My life is hanging by a thread. It's a little dramatic, Abel.
I wish I could give you a straightforward answer on that. I can't. I don't know. You got to talk to somebody who's familiar, because every block has its own idiosyncrasies. Like I could tell you what you can get away with let's say a big block or a 426 Hemi. I could tell you what you can get away with, what you can't get away with, because I know those engines intimately. But not all engines are the same. Not all decks are the same. So I couldn't give you an answer on that one.
Okay. Did the junk yard guys come around? Is he talking about Austin?
Austin was here last week.
I can't wait for the Great Kiwi UTG wing nut giveaway.
No, it's significantly more than a wing nut.
The Portland Fly Shop sent $5.
Thank you.
How long do I have to prime the oil pump on a new motor before first fire? Can I prime, install distributor, and wait 3 days to fire it?
Okay. So let me say this. I'm building engines for 45 years. I have never once primed an engine. I use assembly lube. Whenever I put an engine together, I use assembly lube. And the whole purpose of assembly lube is to allow the engine to start and get the oil circulating. I'll fill the oil filter with oil so that as soon as the pump starts moving. So what I'll do is I make sure there's oil in the pump. I'll make sure that the oil filter is filled. I'll make sure that the engine is ready to start, the first kick. But I've never primed an engine. I mean, I've literally never primed an engine. I know people do it all the time. I've never done it. I've never soaked a lifter, and I've never primed an engine, and I've never had a problem.
So he can wait?
Now, I was going to say, it depends on what you did when you assembled the engine. If you just put it together, let's say you just wiped oil on the parts, which is unlikely, but if you just took regular oil and you wiped it on the parts, I would prime it. But like I said, I use an assembly lube. I'll either use a dedicated assembly lube, like this. Somebody gave me a bunch of tubes of this black stuff that I've been using. I'm on my
I
last
see it.
tube of it now.
It's over there.
I'm on my last tube of this now. I had like 5 or 6 tubes. because I never finish anything, obviously.
Obviously.
So, we don't go through this stuff.
What is it?
Stay Lube engine assembly lube.
They're not paying us anything.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Never.
So, but normally I'll either use Motor Honey or STP as my assembly lube. Just because I like the clear color, I just don't like the black. I don't know, it sounds crazy,
Don't
right?
like the black.
I don't like the black. I like Motor Honey works really good. STP works really good. So, assuming that you built the engine and you used an assembly loop of some sort, you won't have any problem. Don't worry about priming it. If you didn't, then you have to prime it.
MLG in 1969 sent you $100.
Oh, thank you. Why so much?
I don't know, because he's an awesome person.
That's extremely generous of
It's
you. Thank you so
extremely
much.
generous. Thank you. Okay. He says, "Hi, Uncle Tony and Uncle Kathy. Do you have a favorite Mopar car movie? Bullet, Vanishing Point, Duel, Christine?"
Well, I like any other Mopar guy, I've seen Vanishing Point so many times. And so, but you got to go back to the dawn of the VCR, right? So 1982, 1983, 1984, every Mopar guy had a VHS of Vanishing Point, and Mopar guys would get together and just watch the movie over and over again. Am I making this up?
No.
Am I making this up? You'd have a room of like 8 or 6, 8, 10 guys, whatever. Everybody would get together, and we'd watch it 3 times in a row. You know what I mean? Because, right? So
Well, there was no entertainment back then.
there was no. Well, that was entertainment.
Right.
But I can't really say I have a favorite Mopar. The chase scene from Bullet, like I can't say that like Bullet's my favorite movie. I've never actually seen the whole movie. I tried to watch it, but it's unwatchable. But you get to it's unwatchable. But the chase scene, that 10 minutes of the chase is probably my favorite Mopar oriented thing.
It's a mad, 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 mad world.
It's a mad. Well,
That's my favorite.
That's my favorite movie.
Yeah.
That's not necessarily
It's a Mopar movie.
It's a Mopar movie, but it's not my favorite movie because it's got Mopars in it. That's just a bonus. If you're into like the Virgil Exner's, if you're into post heart attack Virgil Exner stuff, where the butter slipped off of his noodle and he just started drawing crazy stuff, you know what I mean? Then Mad 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 World is ultimate because it's all post heart attack Virgil Exner cars.
It's a good movie.
And it's my favorite movie.
It's an excellent movie.
Well, that and The Holy Grail. It's like I'd have to flip a coin which one I like best.
Yeah. What about Spinal Tap?
Spinal Tap's okay, but it's not my favorite.
Okay. Thank you so much, MLG 1969.
Yes, thank you
We
so
really
much.
appreciate it. Let's see here. Somebody said, "Wow, 100 scuttles."
100 scuttles.
Scuttles. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It just
see.
gets absorbed right into the.
It's a mad, 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 mad world. Is a great movie. It really is.
I'm going to say it's my favorite.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it in a few years, but I put
No, we
it
watched
on.
it recently.
Well, the girls were over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We watched it with the kids.
Yeah, my granddaughters were over, so we put that on.
Funny. Who makes a reliable cam and lifter set for a 1973 18 these days?
I can't. I would say if you want to go reliable, like okay, the best I've seen is Hughes. I would say that would probably be, but check everything anyway, right? Check the taper on the lobes, and check the crown on the lifters. And we've done videos on that. So like you can just search cam and lifters on our channel, and we have probably 6 videos covering checking the cam, the how to check all the different dimensions of a cam. I'd say Hughes is probably your best bet.
Somebody's talking to Franco.
And they have a flat cam guarantee. That's the other thing too. If your cam goes flat, they replace.
Franco 2K says,
Franco, it's
"I like
happening,
the
brother.
chase from the 7-Ups."
We watched that recently.
Did we?
We watched that recently. And that, my grandfather had a pharmacy in Brooklyn under the L.
The 7-Ups.
There was a 7-Ups.
Is that the name of that movie? No, that's not that movie.
Yes, it was.
No, that was no, it's not the Seven Ups.
Yes,
Shit,
it was.
no, it wasn't. I can't look it up on my phone because I'm using it.
All right, don't worry about it now. Yeah, it's the
No,
7-Ups.
no, it's not the Seven Ups.
Franco, is it the one under the L with the Pontiac?
French Connection. Thank you. We were watching French
That's right.
Connection. Yeah, your grandfather's pharmacy is in the French Connection.
Right.
Yes. Okay. So what's the Seven Ups? I don't know it.
It's another one of those movies. It's where he's chasing a train.
Okay. I don't think I ever saw that. Oh, so Mr. 289 says, "Hey, Uncle Phony."
Hey,
Oh, sweetheart. Bottle Rocket hasn't run tens yet, so what's wrong? Like it's been years, bud.
it's got. Listen, it's gone 770, which is a mid 11-second quarter mile ET. It'll get there. It'll get there. It just hasn't gotten there yet. I had much breakage, much breakage.
Yep.
We've got that behind us now.
Yep. Oh, my eye is twitching.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm okay. Roy Scheider in the Seven Ups.
Yeah, in a Pontiac. Is it a T-37? Or is it Le Mans? I don't remember now. I'm drawing a blank.
Roy Scheider crashed into the back of tractor trailer after a long chase. Oh, I think we did watch that actually.
Yeah,
The street
that's-
scene. Yeah,
that's the
we did
one,
watch that.
right.
Yeah, but we also watched French Connection. We watched
a
the
bunch
thing
of them.
about
There's-
French Connection.
Okay, just to clarify, there's a channel called the Car Chase Channel. Because it's a channel for everything,
Yeah, that's
right?
where we saw it. Yeah, the car chase channel.
So, one night a couple of months ago, we were just binge watching car chase videos on the Car Chase Channel.
Let's see. Why did Dodge use the 318 in the Jeeps?
Why wouldn't they use the 318 in the Jeeps?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Charles S. Can Uncle Tony tell us about why some LA motors are blue and others are orange?
The 64 through 69 were all red. 70 and 71 340s were orange. 69s were blue or turquoise. And then they were corporate blue from that point forward. And all of the 318s, all of the 273s and 318s were all red until 69. 70, they went to corporate blue.
Franco says Ron Leaf and I love 1970s New York City movies.
Yeah, right?
How can you not?
I get a kick out of it because that's where I grew up. You know what I mean? It's like I watch any
familiar.
of these movies and it's like, oh, I know that street, I know that store, I know that intersection, I know, it's
Let's see. Associated says I have an 86 318 and a D250. Can I put early 70s 360J heads on my 86?
you can, but it's gonna kill your compression. It's gonna kill your compression. Like what you pick up at flow up on the top end, you're gonna give away in torque on the low end. I wouldn't do it. I would. Your best bet with that is pick up a set of those 302 heads. What you have an 86. You've already got the 302 heads. Your best bet is just take the heads that you have and give them a minor port job. That's it. Just give it a minor port job, and you'll be far happier with that in a truck than you would putting 360 heads on it.
So Andy is at the track with Casper now.
Yeah, so I understand.
So we haven't heard anything about what's going on with that.
I have not heard anything.
I'm going to try and get some information.
Yeah, which is kind of cheating a little bit.
That's okay.
Because we were
We can
supposed to, well, I wanted to give him a chance I wanted to give him a chance to work the bugs out of it.
Right. But he's not supposed to be testing and
But
tuning.
he's really actually working the truck in at this point, so.
Yeah, but see, we can't do that because our tracks are closed.
Our trucks are closed.
So
All
we
our
would
trucks
have
are
to
closed.
like go to
I have to go to North Carolina.
North Carolina to test and
Florida.
tune Bottle Rocket.
I would have to go to South Georgia. The nearest open track to me is 6 hours away.
So yeah, that's not fair. That's okay. That's okay.
It's okay. That's
No,
okay.
not a problem.
It's okay.
We got this. Okay, so Uncle Tony, what compression ratio is the 318 in Bottle Rocket? Has it got pistons still about 80 thou in the hole?
90 in the hole. It's 30 over. No, it's not 80. It's 70. There's 70 down the hole. It's a 30 over motor, and it's got closed chamber heads. The compression ratio, a static compression ratio is about 9.5 to 1 or thereabouts. But
So,
remember, it's a nitrous motor. It's built to run on nitrous. So it's like, that's why certain things are done on that engine the way they are.
so if he's testing and tuning, do we get to test and tune before hand?
Yeah,
Or
I
is this
mean-
not a fair thing anymore?
Well, we got Buffalo opens on the 20-something, and we're taking Plan Z out for that.
You're rolling a cigarette.
Yeah.
I gotta move the camera. All right, we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. Dale McCartney sent you $10.
Thank you, dear.
Hey, Uncle Tony, I have an 88 Fifth Avenue and wanting to upgrade from the 7 1/4 to an 8 1/4 axle. I'm thinking 307 gear ratio. Will the engine and transmission handle the higher RPMs going 75 to 85 miles per hour?
You're going from what's the gear ratio he's got?
Let's see. Okay, I have an 88 Fifth Avenue and wanting to upgrade from the 7 1/4 to an 8 1/4 axle. I'm
Okay.
thinking 307 gear ratio. Will
Okay.
the engine and transmission handle the higher RPMs going 75 to 85 miles an hour?
Yes, your tire diameter has a lot to do with that. So that car would have had like a 221 gear set in it from the factory.
He's saying probably has the 226 ratio
Is
on
it
the 7
226?
1/4.
Yeah, 220 something. So you'll be fine. I mean, you'll be, the 318, all of those engines, all of the engines from that era, because none of them were overdrive back then. Nothing was overdrive. And those engines are intended to operate in that 3,000 RPM range all day long. Like if you drive today's cars, which like loaf down the road, you know what I mean? They're just above idle because they overdrive and they got lockup. You get into an older car and it seems like the thing is screaming at 3,000 RPM at 70 miles an hour. But it's not. That's what it's designed to do, and it'll do it forever. I get that. See, I know this is unrelated, but it's related just the same. So today it was beautiful out, and I wanted to exercise my motorcycles. So if I took my Sportster out. So obviously it's a V-twin and it's geared for torque. So I take the Sportster out and I'm running up down the road 50, 60 miles an hour, and it's just going blah, 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 you know, the way it's supposed to. And then I get on my Suzuki, it's a GS 550, and that thing is geared like really low. So at 60 miles an hour, it's turning 5,500 RPM, where the Sports is only turning like 2,000 RPM. So you feel like I get on the GS and I feel like it's just screaming at 60, but the red line on it is 10 grand, and it'll run all day at 7,000 or 8,000 RPM. It'll run all day at like 80, 85 miles an hour. And it seems like it's a lot, but it's actually what it's designed for.
Caleb Parker says, I just had a test and tune day at the local 1/8 mile track in Chattanooga today. It was a blast. Can't wait to build myself a race car.
Nice. We got to do private
Chattanooga's
testing.
open?
First I've heard of it.
I wouldn't want to tow to Chattanooga.
I wouldn't either.
That's rough. The escortment. Escortment, is that what
Well,
it's
yeah,
called?
we have to go over. Well, the escortment is to like the Woodbury side of things.
Oh, is it?
And down in McMinnville. No, you got to go over Mount. What the hell's the name of it? Mount Eagle.
Oh, yeah, right.
Towing over Mount
Yeah,
Eagle.
no, no,
is a pain in
thank
the
you.
ass.
Enjoy Chattanooga. Does the RPM bike thing have to do more with piston FPM?
Well, it's the design of the engine. Like the Suzuki is a short stroke. It's a small engine. It's a 550 cc engine. So the pistons are like this, and everything is lightweight, and it's designed to run at high RPM. The Harley has big pistons, long stroke, long rod, and it's designed and geared to loaf. So they'll both do the same thing, but they'll do it at completely different RPMs. And so it's the same thing like when you deal with an older car. If you drive in a car, if you used to drive in a car, let's say a small, let's say a 318, and it's got lockup and overdrive, you're used to the thing going down the road just going right, and then you put a non-overdrive trans in it, and then you're going down the road at like 3,000 RPM. But that's what it's designed for.
Also, Car Mitch says Nashville track was open today too.
Was it
Music City?
today?
We can't go there. Not for a while. Maybe next year.
Well, we can't take
the
that
year
one.
after.
We just can't take that one.
Let's see. What a spectacle. Uncle Tony, how long has Englishtown Raceway closed down? Since when?
2019.
Yeah, it's been quite a few years.
Yeah, we were there when it like the first summer that it was closed. We shot a video there.
Yeah, he's saying, yeah, Music City. Can't take Bottle Rocket there. Caleb Parker says, don't be afraid of Monte Eagle Mountain. Chattanooga is beautiful and the drag strip is a nice facility.
I'm not afraid of Monty. It was just a pain in the ass towing out there.
Yeah.
Which is one of the things we're working on right now. Because
Yeah.
in the course of building this channel and building the shop and doing all these cars, we've neglected all of the external things like trailer, tow vehicle. So we're good to go for like what we currently have is good for local areas, but we're in the process right now of we're hunting down the right trailer, and I'm hunting down a more suitable over-the-road tow vehicle, because the Wrecker is awesome to tow local. You know, if you're going to go something in 50, 60, 80 mile range of where we are from, it's fine. But we want to be able to go 700 miles and be able to tow with all of our stuff on it. So that's one of the things that we're working on right now, trying to determine what vehicle, what combination of vehicles is going to suit our needs the best. Because this year we are getting out with these things.
Yeah. A lot of places. We have a lot planned. Okay,
Yes.
so Charles has this like, tell us why Bottle Rocket can't go to Music City. And Franco says, does Music City have Tony's picture in the gate shack?
Yeah, yeah.
We had a bad day.
So we don't have, okay. So I don't have, all right, we have a video of it.
I lost that video.
Well, it wouldn't make any difference
Okay.
because the video is taken from the other side of the
side,
car, and
yeah.
you don't know that anything happened, which is why we never showed it. But what happened was, I launched the car. This is Bottle Rocket. Did a burnout, everything was fine. Launched the car. When I came off the clutch, I felt something go bang, like hard in the back. And the car leaned a little bit, but it was rolling. It was rolling along fine. So I said, I came off the gas, and I said to myself, must have broken a spring because the car is rolling. Like it's no problem. It's just rolling. So I kept going. Unbeknownst to me, it had snapped the driver's side axle and spit the wheel and tire out. Now the car sits relatively high, and it's a very stiff car because it's a sedan. So while it leaned over, it wasn't actually like dragging on the ground. I didn't realize that I had lost the wheel until I had gotten all the way to the end of the track. So there was a problem there.
They were not happy.
They were not happy. They were not happy. But I have never lost an axle like that. I've never, okay, so here's the situation. My entire life has always been 8 3/4 and Dana's and 9-inch Fords. I have never, ever worked with anything that had a C-clip axle. So that car had an 8 1/4 in it at the time. In my mind, it never registered that, oh, it must have snapped an axle and spit the wheel out. It just wasn't there. So, and again, the car wasn't dragging on the ground. It was actually running, it was rolling freely on the 3 wheels that it was on. And I said I didn't realize that the wheel was missing until I went to make the turn off. And when I went to make the turn off, I could feel it scrape, and I was like, oh, geez. And I opened the door and I look, and it's missing. The wheel is missing.
And I was filming, and I heard everybody laughing. And I was like, why is everybody laughing? Why is everybody screaming and laughing? And I followed the car down, and then I looked at the starting line because people were pointing, and
It's tire and wheel sitting on
the
the
tire and wheel and
Axle.
axle is sitting there, and I had to go get it. I had to do the walk of shame. While
So-
everybody was laughing at me. And I had
As,
to
as a
drag it
result of
back.
this now, I had ATF in the rear end of the car, which I put ATF in the rear ends of all of these cars. I had ATF in the rear end of the car, and I left the trail that wide for the entire length of the track. So it took them a long time to get that cleaned up.
Yeah. Yep.
I do wish we had people like, you won't show the video. No, trust me, if we had the video, I'd show it because it would go viral and we would get
I did look
views.
for that video. I did look for that video. And I don't know what happened. I think it was during a time when I was having a problem with the computer and I had switched and I had been using the laptop. And I think that it got deleted on the laptop somehow.
Right, but it still wouldn't have shown anything.
Instead of
because-
using my regular computer. Well, it showed that the car pulled away and then I panned back towards the starting line where they
Oh,
were
okay.
pointing and I could see the wheel and the axle there.
Okay. But honestly, it was an honest mistake. There was just no indication to me that it had lost a wheel.
Yeah. Yeah, fun night. It's very heavy wheel and tire. and
So with
axle.
that was one of those experiments that went wrong. I wanted to see what I could get out of an 8 1/4. So I've got 8 1/4 in my 73 Roadrunner, and I've beat the snot out of it. It's a 4-speed car. And I've beat the snot out of it, but on street tires, so it never locks or anything like that. And then I did my research, and the Jeep guys all use 8 1/4 rears, and they swear by the strength of the 8 1/4 rear. So I says, we'll try this, because the car had an 8 1/4 in it to begin with. So I put a set of 410 gears in it, and actually had did it have a short gripper in it? No, we welded the spiders on that one. So at any rate, there was an experiment, and that was one of those things that like definitely set us back with that car. So with that, that's when I went to the 8 3/4 with a spool and 456 gears, and that's what's in the car now.
Yeah. Yep. I could probably look for that video again if I really
See if you
needed
can
to.
find it. Like I said, it's the kind of thing, we don't hide anything on this channel. I mean, we probably should hide things, but we don't, because if I make a mistake, it's an honest mistake, and I don't want to try to cover it up. Just like when we were honing the block, the last hone. So we had done like 3 passes on it, and the last hone, as I'm trying to put the hone in, I'm looking at her, right? So you got to picture this. She's standing over here, and I'm going to hone the cylinder, and I'm fumbling to get the arms in, and I'm looking at her to where the camera is pointing. At the same time I'm doing this, and I never noticed. I hit the trigger, and it was already spinning, so I never saw that one stone was flipped. We could have edited it out, but why? It was it was an honest mistake, and it turned out fine. So it's the same thing with that thing with the wheel. If we had it, trust me when I tell you, we would have thrown
I really
that.
did look for it. I really don't know what happened to that because
Yeah.
I wanted to put it in the video afterwards. Because I don't think we made a video of that night.
We didn't.
Because it was just us and we were getting the wheel in the car. Buffalo Camper was there and I got the wheel in the car and we went home.
That was the first run.
Yeah, we didn't do anything after that. So there
Right.
really was no video.
Right.
I don't know. We have so much video. I don't even know where I would find that. Let's see. Thoughts on running the AC to cool the root supercharger on modern cars like the 2018 Demon has this.
Yeah. It's as good an intercooler as anything else. I mean, I'm not crazy about the complication of having to run an AC. But I mean, those cars are just the definition of complication, so why not just add that too? It works.
Danny Boyd said we showed footage of it. Did we? Did we show like tuning in the lot?
I don't remember.
I don't remember either. It was a long time ago, honestly.
But trust me when I tell you, if there was footage of the wheel getting spit out of the car, we would
Yeah, I
have
wasn't on that
posted
side of the car. I was on the passenger side.
Remember, we do this stuff for views. You know what I mean? So if I screw up something big time, but we can get views out of it, that's our business. That's what we do. So it's like, will this go viral? Possibly. Send it. So we would have, trust me, we would have shown it.
I live to film stuff like that. That's the whole
You
goal.
live, she lives
right.
to film stuff like that.
That's the goal. to get crazy stuff happening. Let's see. Tony, have you ever had a dune buggy?
No.
No. Dodge 4x4. Ever see Pennsylvania Panzer Garden tractors? They use narrowed 8 3/4 rears.
No. I know that the 7 1/4 is popular with like these some of these tractor, mini tractor things.
Let's see. So somebody's talking the UTG blooper reel. Oh, actually, do we have bloopers? We don't really have that many bloopers.
When Kathy edits, right? When she edits, she takes out stutters. She takes out. So what?
I take out where I say action.
Yeah, she did. Okay, so here's what comes out of our videos. This is what gets edited out of our videos. And I actually I wouldn't even edit as much as she does, but that's her job, so that's what she does. So she edits the word action out, right, of every video. So that's the first thing. And then through the course of the video, sometimes I'll stutter because I'm trying to remember a lot of things, and I'm trying to put them out in an order that makes sense. So looking at the camera, trying to remember these things, and trying to speak at the same time, sometimes I'll step on my own words or I'll stutter. So she'll clean those out. And then sometimes I'll start on a thought. I'll start saying something and then realize this is really going off on a tangent, or this doesn't fit, or this can be confusing, and I'll stop. And when she sees stuff like that, she'll edit that. So when you see edits on our videos, that's all that gets edited out of it. If I make
Or you sneeze.
or if I sneeze,
Or if you cough.
yeah, I'll cough, and she'll edit those things out. But she never edits out like mistakes. That's like forbidden. You know what I mean? So if I drop a wrench, or whatever it happens to be, she sends it.
Unless it's like extraordinarily awkward.
Like what?
Like, I'm trying to give an example. Like the last video we did, when you were talking about when you were moving out to go outside to work on the stuff, to do the welding. It was an awkward ending, and like you moved the chair in an awkward way, like multiple times, and I'm like, what's happening here?
Okay.
So I had to like cut it super short instead of like seeing you get up out of the chair and then walk away, because something was like your foot was stuck or something. I can't imagine what it was. Like you were doing something weird to try and get out of the chair, and I was like, okay, this is strange. I have to cut this really short.
But if
But we want to see Tony hork up a long oyster. No. He doesn't do that.
cough up a hairball.
Chris Sanders sent you $5.
Thank you, Chris.
I ain't got much money. I'm scared of new cheap lifters. This 84302 has been chattering bad at high RPM for years now. Can't afford name brand lifters.
If you got an 84 302 or 305, there's a good chance you've already got a bad cam in there, because those were the engines that had bad cams. It may not be your lifter at all.
Yes, Peter Kovacs. That's exactly why.
What's that?
Well, there's no flatulence in the videos because I cut it all out. No, there isn't any of that. Let's see. Can't wait to see it on the channel. What? See what on the channel? I'm confused.
A thing.
A thing.
Yes, and you'll see it soon.
We'll put it up.
Yes. Thank you.
We're making a video, right?
Which?
Not of that.
The blooper.
Bloopers? We don't have any bloopers.
No, I think it's going to be cringe.
Cringe?
Yeah, we're gonna highlight all of the
UTG
cringe.
cringe.
Our cringe fest.
Oh. The trolls will love that.
Troll food. I love the trolls.
Let's see. Tony has the Mopar Life tattoo.
I have no tattoos.
No tattoos. Have you ever worked on a Jaguar?
Yes. Yes, not many, but yes, I have.
A Jaguar or a Jaguar?
I have worked on Jaguars.
Let's see. Gonna read the comments? What? For the cringe video? Well, I have to make sure that everything is okay in it.
Yeah,
But I let Tony read the comments.
it's going to be a highlight. It's going to be a highlight.
So my
reel
eye doesn't
of
twitch.
yeah.
I'm a sensitive soul.
You are a sensitive soul.
I really am.
You gotta have a thick skin to do this YouTube
No,
thing.
I know. I get it. I get it. I know. I do. Sometimes I do for the most part, and then every once in a while I'm like, let's see. Jaguar. Yes. Jaguar, Danny Boy.
With all of its aluminium parts.
Aluminium. Oh, see, I coughed. To the parts person that knows. Tony, what's the fastest hot rod you drove?
AA fuel altered.
Let's see. Glenn Nickerson says flat cam 305s are standard equipment on
Yep.
Chevys. Was a gas saving measure so people would walk more.
I did so many of those. It was right up to the 90s. Right up to the 90s. What year was John born?
Our son?
Yeah.
John?
Yeah.
88.
88. Because one of my memories, she was working or she was doing something and I had to watch the kids that day. And I had a 305, I had a Monte Carlo with a 305 and a bad cam in the driveway. And it was snowing. You know, so I had in the house in New York. I had the fuel altered in the garage, and I had all my tools in the garage, and then I did a lot of work out in the driveway. So if I had the race car, the tools, and like another customer's car in the garage, I would work in the driveway as well. And there was one winter day, and it was snowing, and I had the kids, and I had to do a 305 cam job. And I remember very distinctly doing this whole job in the snow with my kid all bundled up in my arm like this. It was probably why he hates cars now.
He hates it.
He hates cars.
He hates everything to
He
do
hates
with
anything
cars.
to do with cars. And yeah, I did one of those jobs like one-handed holding my kid.
Let's see. Where do the companies do their investment? Oh no, I don't know. To know OEM parts. Tony needs to do the Charger justice and do a full-blown restoration on it.
No, I don't want to.
He won't drive it.
I won't drive it. I don't want anything that's too nice.
The Roadrunner isn't even too nice, and you won't take it out of the garage.
I know.
Yeah.
No, well, I promise, I swear that this year that car will see the daylight.
Yeah, you think
Yes,
so?
absolutely.
Poor Uncle Kid Zero says.
Well, now when we move cars around, the white Roadrunner
Yeah.
is going to go where the black Jeep is now. Because
Okay.
one of the main reasons why we won't do anything with the Roadrunner is because
It's
I
blocked
got
in
dead
and it
cars.
has no brakes.
It's locked in. Please. So
Don't make excuses.
I'm not making excuses. I'm telling the truth.
You can put brakes in the
white one.
in the 73 and move it.
I'm
Like
going
it's not
to.
a big deal.
I'm going
It's like you disabled it on purpose, so you don't have to deal with the 68.
Right now, the white Roadrunner is sitting there with no battery in it, no gas in it, and no brakes at all whatsoever. So I've got to move that car this week to get the Belvedere out of the backyard. I got to move the green Duster and I got to move the white Roadrunner.
You're bringing the
to get
Belvedere here?
Belvedere out.
Yeah?
Yeah, the Belvedere's coming here.
Okay.
The green Duster's going back in the backyard, and the white Roadrunner is going to go into the other spot where the black Jeep is now. And this way, the spot behind the 68 will be open, and we'll be able to take the car in and out.
Will you actually take it in now?
I'm planning on moving things around to make it convenient to move the car in and out.
Okay. All right. We'll see. I'm gonna stay open-minded.
Stay open-minded.
We'll see what happens.
Okay.
Let's see. You support Uncle Kid. You had a conversation about cars with him yesterday?
Yeah.
It was yesterday or the day before?
Day before, I think it was.
Yeah, he's traumatized.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
Poor guy.
I don't blame him.
Let's see. How do you decide what project you choose next? Parker Russell was asking.
It's a ball of confusion.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm just working off of what has been sitting the longest, and right now, Plan Z has been sitting the longest. So that's the first one that we're going to give attention to, and then we'll go from there. I'm not building any more cars. We're putting a mule together, but I don't really consider it building a car. The mule is just going to be parts and engines and stuff. Like I got that engine we put together
Which
for
one?
that we're going to just be swapping in and out of the car. So I don't really consider that building a car,
Okay.
but we're not building anything else.
Okay.
We're just going to work with what we've got.
Okay. Are we painting Plan Z? We have to paint.
We may paint Plan Z, but I think we're going to paint the mule first.
Painting the mule.
Because I have an idea. I haven't even talked to you about it yet.
What?
I talked to Ryan about it.
What?
I talked to Ryan about it, but I haven't talked to you about
Oh
it.
no.
Yeah, it'll be, trust me, it'll be cool.
We're not going to just take house paint and paint Mule 02 on the side?
No.
Because that's my idea. All right. We got to paint the mule of all things?
You'll see.
Oh, God. Okay. UTG not smoking?
Oh, God, okay, I'm sorry.
No,
I didn't
you
realize.
shouldn't be
I'm,
smoking.
I'm so sorry. Hang on, I'll fix that.
Oh, Tony, I gotta turn away now because he's rolling a cigarette. Okay. Metal flake, Danny Boyd says. That's expensive, Danny Boyd.
Yeah,
Metal
we can
flake.
get all the metal flake we want for free.
How?
Through Little Daddy Roth.
Oh, yeah, he has
Yeah.
paint. He can get paint. That's nice. Please buy silver, Zero says. Charger. Are we painting the Charger or no?
Satin black.
Okay. Charger's gonna be black.
Satin black.
Okay, Chris Sanders says, I quit cigarettes 5 months ago. Smoke one for me.
I'm doing it right now, bro.
It's good to quit. You should quit, Tony. I tell him like all the time. Just to harass him. Okay, just paint it with some rusty metal primer and a paint roller.
Okay.
You
All right,
done?
I'm done.
Okay. How about old school candies? Oh, that's a lot. I quit. I don't smoke.
We got.
I'm a non-smoker.
We're gonna have some decent. Ron is he's got big visions for like visual stuff he
We
wants
have
to do in his
plans?
cars.
Fancy
So,
plans?
Yeah, we have fancy plans. And he dropped a motor and trans off over here.
What is it?
It's a 360 Mopar with a trans on it. I don't know what his plans are for it, but he just dropped it off tonight.
Interesting. Ari says, I'm telling you guys, he uses divining rods. So, Ari, you doing your live tonight? Probably. After the Tony? Oh, no, your lighter doesn't work?
Good God! Well, I got my torch over there.
Let's see. Something needs to be petty blue.
I hate that
Laugh
color.
out loud. Tony
I
doesn't
hate
like
that
it.
color. I hate that color. It's actually in Mopar land. It's called Basin Street Blue. I hate that freaking color. Yeah, no, sorry.
Glenn Nickerson says, we want you around for a long time, UT. You are the voice of reason.
I'll be around for a while. I'll be around long enough for you to get tired of me. Trust me.
Oh, yeah, okay.
You know, speaking of, okay, so I gotta give a shout. Oh, I don't know how many of you guys are motorcycle people out there, but I do have to give I gotta give a shout out for a channel. I watch this guy occasionally, and then I caught a live that he did before I was on my way here. There's a channel called Old Man Ronin, right? And good guy. It's a really nice, down to earth motorcycle channel, and he's been trying to get subs and build the channel and everything else. And he just found out that he's got stage 4 liver cancer. So he's if you guys are into motorcycles at all, right, especially stuff like Enfields and whatnot, Old Man Ronin, right? Go over there.
Please spell the name.
Ronin. They'll come right up.
Okay.
Yeah. So, you know, if you're so inclined, right, go over there and give the guy a sub and stuff like that. Maybe buy some of his merch. I know he was talking about merch. He needs money. So,
Let's see. Carpet blue and white for the tow truck. I had wanted to paint the tow truck. Yeah. Let's see. Ever watch Bikes and Beards, Tony?
I love that
I'll
channel.
Be praying for old man Ronnie.
I love that channel. That is,
He
Sean,
watches it a lot.
was that?
I say you watch it a lot.
If I know that they're sending a video, Sean is the apex YouTuber. Nobody is better. This guy's got a lock on it, right? Yeah. So if you're motorcycle, you know what? I tell you what, you don't even have to really like motorcycles. Just be a general gearhead. Bikes and Beards is probably the best channel, my opinion. the best channel on all of YouTube. There is never a bad video. There is never a dead moment within his videos. The guy's just amazing.
Zero put up a link for Old Man Ronan.
Yeah, thank you, Zero.
Thanks, Zero.
And Bikes and Beers. Tell Sean I sent you.
Let's see. Gotta go, guys. See ya. See you later, the Golden 67.
Good night.
Let's see. Autographs imply the existence of manual graphs.
It's like I'm anti-past, but I'm pro-Valone.
Right. Now I'm hungry again.
We had the best. What was the name of that place?
Oh, you made me take your picture. What, margaritas?
There's a Mexican.
It's two different names. I don't know.
I don't even know the name of this place. Listen.
Excuse me. There was one
okay.
name on the bill, and on the outside it said margaritas.
Yeah, it doesn't even know what it wants to
It
be.
doesn't know
Okay,
the
it doesn't
name
know
of
what
it.
it wants to be. About I'm a power eater. Okay, as if you couldn't have told by I'm a power eater. So I passed a sign a number of times that said Sunday Mexican buffet, right? And it stuck in my head, but I was never, it never occurred to me on a Sunday that there's a Mexican buffet. So today we hit it, okay? And this was like it was over the top. I didn't want to, I can't, you know what, I'll tell you what, it was so good, I can't talk about it without getting choked up. So if you,
You're so dramatic.
if you're anywhere near the central time zone, okay?
Central Time Zone.
Yes. If you're anywhere near the central time zone and you've got a Sunday afternoon, go to this place. It's on Northfield Boulevard. It's called, it just says Margaritas. Big sign Margaritas on the front of it, right? Kathy took a picture of me in front of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Go there, right? It was just over the top. It was ridiculous.
Let's see.
She was like, well, I wonder what this costs. And I was like, I don't care. It doesn't matter. I don't care what this costs. It was that plentiful and that good.
Okay, I'm getting messages that One-Eyed Cat's been asking a question for a long time, but I haven't seen it. Okay,
Sorry,
here it
One-Eyed
is.
Cat.
I found it. All right. Question: what's the difference between regular car torque converter and RV converter?
Oh God. A regular car converter and an RV converter? I don't know. See, I don't know. I've never had occasion to use a quote an RV converter. I didn't even realize anything like that exists, even though I'm sure it does. I don't know. I don't know. You'd have to ask Shane Polito. Shane he's a friend of mine. He's an engineer over at TCI. And he does a live with Dallas, the old Wednesday Night Tech Talk that I used to do. Well, Shane does it now with Dallas on Wednesday nights. Jump on there and ask him. He can give you an answer. I could only babble. I have no idea.
There's some people answering in the comments here.
Okay, or you could have the people in the
Yeah.
comments answer.
Let's see. Let's see. RV probably has higher stall. RV is just smaller. I don't know. There's lots of answers in there.
Yeah, but which ones are right?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Ron Hendricks says, which is the best dished exhaust valves for flat exhaust valves for flow?
Couldn't tell you. I
You
don't know. I'm
know?
not a flow bench guy.
Who would know that?
David Vizard would know that.
Try and ask David
Yes.
Vizard. Let's see. How many rear bands came with that deal?
I have to go pick up the bands. There's I think he's got
Did you forget?
he's got 3